And we're back, the Seven Rivers Racing Show right here on KQEG. Our guest in studio, the driver of the 82 Always Ready Mix. Last NASCAR, last lacrosse quick trip NASCAR. Late model, Jay Herbst. Jay, let's go right inside the car here on the program. Yours is an interesting setup at the shop for the fact that you have two that are sitting side by side, which we're going to show you here in a minute. Both you blew up in the same night last year, which I haven't seen anybody really do that in the years I've been in lacrosse. But it's really kind of interesting because one of them, as you see here, is not even close to being ready to go, while the other one is. Take us inside this car right now.
Yeah, this would be my backup car, which I will have somebody else piloting for me on certain nights at the track this year. I mean, it's basically stripped down. We're waiting for the engine to come back, and once we get the engine back from our engine builder, about a week and a half to maybe 2 weeks, it's going to look like our Oshkosh Fusion there.
And if you look at that shot right there, I mean, that is so incredible. Of course, you don't have the lettering, but that takes maybe an hour or two when you get it back. But I've never realized that when you have a car that's stripped down, like the one you see there, your backup car that has literally nothing in it, compared to the one that's already set up to go for lacrosse, it would only take a week once you get the engine in.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the guys are pretty efficient using their time wisely at the shop and getting stuff done per night, and it does. It only takes about a week and a half to get it up and get put together. Then, you know, it'll take a good solid 2 nights after that to get all the setup stuff done in the car.
Now, if fans saw the one shot that we had there of the car that's ready to go, when I announce the car, I usually say it's a 2002 Ford Fusion driven by so-and-so and so-and-so. You didn't have Ford written on the top of the Fusion part of your late model. It said Oshkosh. What is that?
My big sponsor, Always Ready Mix, they have one brand of cement trucks that they use, and it's called an Oshkosh cement mixer. And with some rule changes and things that have gone on in the past couple of years and stuff like that, you know, it became a standing joke between myself, my engine builder, and my Always Ready Mix sponsor. So I had asked them for a sticker if they had one, and I told them I was going to have the car announced as the Always Ready Mix Oshkosh Fusion from now on, and they absolutely loved it. I
nice.
mean, it works out so great with all the sponsors that we have. So, I mean, everybody gets a kick out of it, and it's kind of an inside joke.
You have the two cars sitting side by side, and you use them out at lacrosse. Are the chassis identical? They look like left-handers?
Yes, the chassis are identical, and no, they are not left-handers.
But similar. They're not perimeter chassis. In other words, they don't have more weight on the right side with the bars. So when you go to set up a car, and if you do lose a car in practice, let's say, and you bring that second car in, is the weight and is everything pretty much identical, or are there little idiosyncrasies between the two?
There's a few minor differences between the two, simply because of one car has a Ford engine in it and the other car has a Chevy engine in it. And our Ford engine weighs about 80 pounds more than the Chevy does, so that throws the front to rear balance off a little bit on the car. So we just have to keep, you know, a little bit different balance between the two cars. One car likes a percentage that it likes in the front versus the rear, where the car with the other engine has a different front end to rear percentage that they have. So that's about the only difference.
You know, we're going to do this every show, as folks know at the Lacrosse Fairgrounds Speedway every night announced. One of the biggest things I like to do is when I have a driver on mic that they get their sponsors mentioned, because if they don't have sponsors out there, I'm interviewing ghost people on the track. At this time, we like Jay to mention his sponsors, and I like to thank and acknowledge his very first sponsor. You put a lot of credit, Jay, towards your father.
Yeah. Very, very much so. My mom and my dad own the team that I drive for, and they're the big two behind it. And I consider my dad probably my best friend. I work with him every day for work, and then, you know, we spend so much time together during the spring, summer, and fall during the race season. And then my mom, I mean, she doesn't get enough credit for the things that she does for me and for our race team. So, I mean, they are the biggest two that I have.
Now, besides Always Ready Mix, who else is going to be on the 82 this year helping you along?
I have to welcome our newest sponsor, and I'm really, really excited about it, but Badger Corrugating of Lacrosse. I mean, for everybody's building needs, you got to insist on Badger quality. It's second to none. I got to give a big thanks to Viking Electric, Affordable Concrete out of Galesville, and Viking Electric's out of Holman. Carpet City out of right in between Onalaska and Holman there. GMAC Construction, they do all of our rough framing for the stuff I do for personal, for work. And Elite Excavating, they do all of our digging and dirt moving and stuff. And Fechner Motors, if you need a good used car, you got to call Les. He gives free advice anytime. Just ask him. And then I got to give a big thanks to our title sponsor for the division, Quick Trip, with Gary Gonzi and all those people there. I mean, they are a class act. They do anything and everything. They bend over backwards for us, and I'm proud to carry them on the car as well as every driver in the late model division. I mean, it's to have a company like that and their reputation that we get to represent to all the fans every week. That's awesome. Yeah,
it is, and they have been, Gary and his entire staff has just been fantastic, whether they're carting water bottles around during Oktoberfest or in the midst of summer, whether they've got the beautiful sponsor hats that'll be coming out soon enough, and just a great organization, along with North Country Contractors and Window World, and this year Coca-Cola, I think, has stepped on board. And they have the new Outlaws division. Are you going to run an Outlaws this year?
No.
Just get something together and run an Outlaws?
No. We're going to have our hands full with the schedule that we got picked for ourselves this year, and so there will be some extracurricular activities for us at other tracks and stuff coming up this year. But no, well, our main priority is lacrosse, but we're going to have our hands full, so I don't need a third race car.
So you mentioned you're going other places. Where are you going?
We would like to do the Fall Spectacular this year at Marshfield. We would like to do the Red, White, and Blue Series over in Kaukauna. And then, you know, if there happens to be a super late model show somewhere at another venue and it fits our schedule, hey, we want to go and see if we can do it.
All righty. Hopefully he can keep all 8 wheels on the ground this year. Real quickly, what happened last year? You lost 2 cars in the same day.
Well, we broke 2 engines. We were at the racetrack Saturday morning, early testing, and the crankshaft broke in the primary car. Okay, so we pulled out the backup car and got the backup car ready, and we were running 6th with about 4 laps to go, and dropped an exhaust valve in the number 7 cylinder, and 2 engines in one day. Ouch.
Sure your engine builder had to like it. I'm sure Dad had to like that as well.
No, Dad, he just kind of threw his hands up and said, well, if it wasn't for bad luck, I guess we wouldn't have any at all. And for my engine builder for Wagner Motorsports, I mean, they hate to see it. They honestly do. And they build great engines, great power, and it's pretty rare that they have failures like that. But, hey, we had 2 in one day.
Well, you're going to see hopefully one of them April 16th at La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, as it will be media day, and the first open practice, first big race, night of racing, is coming up April 23rd. I'd like to thank our guest, the Always Ready Mix 82, J. Herbst, and you're going to see him and his daughter every time he's in the front straightaway before Jay gets the congratulatory microphone challenge from myself. He's always going to have his daughter up there, so nice to see. Whether you love him or whether you hate him, you're going to see that guy back out here at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. That's going to do it this weekend. More Tech Corner, more prizes. We're going to talk about prizes and a special website we're going to set up for you at the next show next week. On behalf of Al Racing-Losi and Jay Herbst, J. Herbst, I'm Dan Dyker. You've been watching the 7 Rivers Racing Show right here on KQEG.